I'm sure some of you who have been into the store have seen all the wonderful bunting that Dawn makes. So Dawn makes bunting every time we need to decorate, I think. We use a lot of balloons, but she makes a ton of bunting. And the nice thing about bunting is it's super duper easy to make. And you can make it out of scraps of fabric or strips. And you get a ton of, you can make a ton of bunting in whatever size you want. So if you need little bunting or big bunting, it's easy. So Dawn gave me the 5-minute tutorial on bunting. I'm gonna give you guys the 5-minute tutorial on bunting. I'm gonna make a tiny little bit of bunting today. So Dawn's trick to this, to getting really nice bunting, is to cut the fabric the width you'd want the height of your triangles. So this is a little wider. And then what she does is she uses a pinking blade to cut both sides. And then we're just gonna cut triangles off of that. I think she said I can make as much bunting as I want today. So your pinking blade can still go up next to your rotary cutter. We'll find out I missed some, but that's okay. So nice little pinked edges. The pinked edges won't fray, which is super, super lovely. And then you get to figure out how big you want your triangles. I want them that shape. The rulers for your angles, you can use those and keep this consistent. So right now, I've picked the 60-degree line, and then we'll pick the 60-degree line from here and line it up. And we're just gonna cut triangles. So you get two little weird bits at the beginning, one from either end, but then after that, I quite like the look of that. Yeah. So, easy peasy. Super easy. The next really, really easy step, I'm not gonna cut anymore. That feels like enough. The next thing to do is to figure out the spacing you'd like on your bunting. You can have your bunting really close together. If you want it to say something like a word, you can have it spaced further apart, depending how airy you want your design. You alternate colors, you can make a pattern, you could use all sorts of different colors of fabric. You can sew double layer bunting. I am going to make a little more bunting. We're going to make some of the bigger stuff. Get wild and crazy. There's no wrong answer here. So then the fun part about bunting is you can use just about anything to string it. I happen to have twill tape. You could use ribbon. You could use strips of bias tape. I'm going to make a layered bunting. I think that's what I want to do. So if you were super concerned about it, you could definitely measure these and make sure they were centered. The thing is, you'll want to start with enough of whatever material you're using to string to go across where you want it to hang. Rickrack! We have so much rickrack. That would be adorable. Oh man. Should have just brought rickrack back here. Forget all the other fun birthday things. So all you need to do is you can figure out what kind of spacing you want. For now, I think I'd like a couple inches between them. Okay, so sewing this is really, really super easy. Dawn, for the most part, just uses a straight stitch. It's definitely enough to hold it together. Look at that. Big bunting, little bunting, and 2-layer bunting. So, super duper easy. You can run through miles and miles of bunting in an afternoon. It's going to take no time at all to sew it. It's going to take no time at all to cut it. And then you are prepped for a party whenever we're allowed to have parties again. Just remember, whatever you're sewing your bunting onto, you'll want to leave enough room to tie it at either end. So you don't want to start right at the beginning. You do this with a decorative stitch. You do this with a cover stitch. You can do it with a zigzag, but a straight stitch is really all you absolutely need. Look at that! Fun little bunting. Super easy. Now we can decorate for any occasion, for any theme. I'm pretty sure I need to make some cat bunting. That's roughly what's going on here today. But bunting is easy.